Good afternoon and Happy New Year. Brent here with Black Pepper. It's been a long time since I've done one of these video updates, but I figured since it's 2023, it's a good time to get into the habit of creating a new habit. So I'm gonna try to do these more regularly. And as far as the first video goes, I just wanted to show you all around the property because a lot has changed or grown or developed since the last video that I did, who knows how long ago. So some of you may be kind of familiar with this, like if you've been out here recently, but if you haven't, this is just an opportunity to kind of show you, what the property looks like, what our facilities look like, maybe talk about some of the activities. And for this video today, this will be more or less kind of like half of the property tour because I guess like this half of the property over here is more developed. We've got like the water huts, the walk paths, the bathroom, and other things going on, whereas this half of the property in that direction is less developed, more of just like a large dirt path that goes around the perimeter of the property, a bunch of trees, views of the countryside. So we'll just do one half, and I think that'll be about like 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll do another half at another time and just kind of go from there. We'll see what happens. So anyhow, this is the kind of main entrance of Black Pepper. It's just kind of like a large drive. We've got a bunch of flowers over here that we've been planting that are growing pretty well. On this side here, we've got some parking stalls. You can see our cafe over there, which I think we will probably end with, or it'll be towards the end of this part of the tour, because I'm gonna kind of walk around this way. And then I guess over here, this is the entrance of our property. So right outside our front gate is just a bunch of rice fields. And maybe kind of something interesting to know is all of this property used to be rice farms that over the course of a few years, starting around like 10 or more years ago, the properties were purchased, smaller farms and whatnot, and then put together to, I guess, eventually create what you see today. But everything has been landscaped. We've planted all of the trees, the flowers. Everything is, I guess, yeah, everything that you see has been done over the course of 10 or so years. So with that being said, yeah, let's start the tour. Over here, we've got kind of like a smaller path that leads to the cafe. There are some huts that people can use. We use them for camping. People can use them for, having picnics, just hanging out, like when they're visiting, just to get some shade. Each hut has 2 hammocks, a table, a couple stools. We have mats here and cushions, so if you've got like a larger group of people and you want to spread out, we definitely have other just things that we can use to kind of make people more comfortable when they're visiting. And for camping, we can set this up either with like a bug net, so it's open air, sleeping mat, blanket, pillows, or we can also fit one of our tents in here. So like if it's maybe in the rainy season and you want to have more protection from the water, that kind of works out. And you can also, for camping, you can pitch a tent really wherever on the property. We've got a lot of space, as you'll kind of see as we're walking around here. So this is one of our bridges, and this is our security officer, Pirate. We call him Pirate because he's only got one eye, but he's a champ, holds it down. He's a good boy. Yeah. This is also a great spot for taking photos. People like to stand here, you know, group photos or even fishing off of the bridge, but photographers can stand across the way and get pretty nice photos from over here. I think we have like nine or 10. I think we have 10 huts, but 9 are available for guests to use. This is a kind of like a nice view of the canal that we have running through here, and we've got canals that run through the whole property. So as you'll see later on, we've got a dock, a number of canoes, and people can canoe through here as well. We've got a lot of different kinds of fish, snakehead, tilapia, catfish, some other smaller panfish. We've got tons of coconut trees. So the coconuts that we sell here at Black Pepper are all from our property. And we've got the coconut trees along the embankments because as their root system develops, you know, they can actually get water from the ponds as well. So, I mean, we have to water them, especially in the dry season, but the canals definitely help with the whole watering process. Here is another bridge that we have. So when we first opened earlier this year, one of the biggest, I guess, points of feedback that people were giving us was that it was a long walk to the bathroom. So you'd either have to walk way around this way or around the way that we just came, and our bathrooms are over here. So we had this bridge installed, which yeah, shortens the amount of time it takes to get to the restroom, and it's just nice too, especially when you're canoeing through here, like going under the bridge. This is also nice for photos and whatnot. We've got our first building that we're building, and we'll talk more about that in another video. But it'll have like a rooftop garden, something that can be rented out if people want to stay here for more like longer term stays. We'll come over here to the restrooms just to show you real quick. They're simple, but each one has two toilets and a shower. Planted a couple more trees over here. That's, where am I pointing? There we go. Got a tree there, tree there. So hopefully over time, you know, we'll just get some more shade by the bathrooms. Here's kind of like a little photo booth canoe that we're working on, in the process of planting more flowers, but we actually kind of salvaged the canoe. It wasn't floating anymore. It wasn't really usable, so we kind of built some, I guess, like concrete supports, put it on, painted it, planted a whole bunch of stuff around it, and it's starting to fill out pretty well. And then here, this area we actually just had leveled, but we will be building some other structures here in the future, and also using it as kind of like an event space. So for example, in February, we'll be having a wedding here. The ceremony will be taking place here with all the chairs, I guess, facing the building. There'll be like a little stage that's set up. But yeah, people will be able to use our property for weddings, and other events in this space will be used to help accommodate that. Let's see if we can get a nice view of the murals done by Tamar Venn. Beautiful works of art that add a tremendous amount of beauty to the experience here. And something that's kind of fun to notice is you can see the reflections of the murals. So it's almost like we've got two murals going on, and like I forget the total length. I think the length of everything is like 70 meters or something like that. I could be wrong, and maybe what I'll do, if I am wrong, I'll correct myself and just put it in the video description. But it's big, and it was a pretty tricky process getting them painted because the sun rises from this direction. So, as the sun kind of cleared the fence, Tamara was working in just direct sunlight. Anyhow, she's a champ. She did a great job, and we are super, super thankful. Over here, we've got our dock. And a number of canoes. I think there are 4 in the water now. We've got 2 more over here that are available. So yeah, people can hang out on the dock, hop in a canoe, paddle around the property, go fishing from a canoe. Yeah, I'll actually walk down here because it's a pretty nice view, like even from the dock. And you can see Tamara's murals a lot better. And if you're comfortable with swimming in pond water, you can go swimming here. Some people enjoy it. Some people are a little particular. They prefer a pool, but you're more than welcome to. This is another space that we use for events. We've had a couple weddings here now. It's looking a little shaggy, but we obviously mow the grass. We can set up, I think, around like 120 people in this area. So we've got the arch here. The arch can be moved over to that side. It's kind of hard to see, but there's 2 blue slots where we would just take this arch, lift it up, and move it over there. So you can have it so people are either facing this way or facing that way. Over here, we've got like a field of flowers that we're working on. These are a bunch of wildflowers that are growing in. Some birds of paradise over in here. And this is another area that we just had leveled. And I mentioned earlier, we're gonna have a wedding here in February. This is where the reception will be. So we'll set up all the tables, over the next month and a half. The grass will have grown in more. But yeah, tables and serving stations at the end. More trees here that we've planted, so these will grow in time, which will provide more shade and just more greenery. Oh man, we're almost at 15 minutes. I think the second one will be shorter though. Over here, this is just a fun area. I'm not gonna walk all the way around, but on the other side of these flowers, we've got a bunch of roses, and this area here is where we're going to be using for our pool someday when we have it installed, but just some of the initial kind of like prep work has been done. And then over here, this is the path that leads back to the drive. It's kind of like the center line of our property, but got a bunch of yellow flowers kind of going along the way here. It's another popular place. People like to take photos. I don't think I mentioned this, but people can do pre-wedding photos here for free. We don't charge. We just ask, like, if you want to do your photos here, maybe just like purchase a drink or something in our cafe, smoothie, and then when you share the photos, just tag us. But yeah, we've had a number of people do pre-wedding photos that have turned out really, really beautiful. And this is the drive. So we're more or less back to where we started at the other end. This video is long enough. We're at 16.5 minutes. Thanks a ton for watching. Again, my name is Brent, and we'll see you in the next update. Peace.